Just having a cue, mate. Right. Okay, play the intro now. 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, Rich and Sam here with another video, and as promised, it's not going to be about esports, it's not even about gaming, it's about a gorilla.
It's not just a gorilla, man.
Well,
Start this on a bad note.
whoa, alright, well, have you heard of Harambe, Sam? How did you hear about Harambe?
When he lost his organs.
That didn't happen.
Because I was going to say when he lost his face, but he didn't get shot in the face, did he?
I don't know, mate. Where did he get shot?
Directly in the heart. Like I said, it's the best
No,
way to kill
there's
himself.
no way. There's no way he got shot in the heart.
Might
There's no way. I mean, a gorilla's heart's are big, obviously. Look how fucking wrecked you are,
as
mate.
big as mine.
So obviously, Harambe is the gorilla that was killed at Cincinnati Zoo, and he's become a bit of a meme, mate.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Everyone is talking about Harambe. So, and it's still gone on and on and on and on.
It's one of my favorite memes, mate. I love a good Harambe.
Well, just to put it in context, obviously, he was killed on May. I mean, I can't even believe I'm talking about this. It's just kind of the point of the video, right? But on May 28th, there was a gorilla, 17 years old. He was in Cincinnati Zoo, and a kid fell into the enclosure with the gorilla, and he's had a grab because
he's literally an ape.
Because he's a gorilla, right? Like he doesn't know what's going on, does he? He just knows there's something weird happening, and I'm gonna have a grab.
And I've gripped him.
Yeah, he's had a grip. So he's gripped the kid and sort of dragged it around. Why is that funny?
The kid started dragging it around.
That's what happened. Didn't you watch the video?
Nah, he wasn't. He was gentle.
Yeah.
You're making it as if he threw him about.
He was
Just have
not. He wasn't gentle, but he just wasn't forceful. You know, he had a grab, dragged this little kid around, and obviously this made people a little bit worried. So they tried to distract the gorilla, Harambe, and hopefully he'd leave the kid alone. But Harambe was having none of it. It's my kid.
No, but
Yeah, my kid now. I'll be having that. And
trying to cash generate there.
They theorized, what can we do to stop this gorilla wrecking this kid? So we can we tranquilize him? Don't know if you've noticed, but gorillas are pretty fucking big and they're all muscle. Tranquilizers take a while to kick in, and in that period of time, maybe he'll start having one of them, bad dreams, like, and he'll spin out and tear the kid to pieces. So you can't risk that, mate. So then it's like, well, we'll tase him. Fucking hell, mate. I've seen some guys from around my neighbourhood that have stood up to a taser.
In Rwanda, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Let alone a fucking silverback gorilla. So obviously that's out. And and there was no way that nobody was going to run in there and rugby tackle him. Although
Like a rodeo club.
that guy would have got mad hero pussy if he'd done that. Can you imagine being the guy who saved the child?
Fuck up, no butt.
Yeah, drop that fucking kid now, mate. Can you imagine that telling that story down the bar? Oh, so who are you then? Well, I don't like to talk about it, but I was on. You probably know me from the news. I was the guy who fucking speared a gorilla out the way. I stopped him killing a kid, gave him a few digs, put him in an armbar, and then I just pieced the fuck out.
Crip lacrosse faced him, then Crip walked out the enclosure.
Yeah, just left him eating leaves angrily. Fucking dickhead. Right? So obviously that didn't happen either. So what they were left with basically was fucking, we're just going to have to clip him. Like, it's time. Boom.
Straight to the art.
Straight to the art, right? Apparently, according to Sam. We don't know.
Might have happened.
Now, since Harambe was shot, it's just fucking meme central with this cunt. And I'm amazed. Why do I know the name of a gorilla? Like, think about it logically, right? Like, name any other animal. Do you know the name of a tiger? I don't.
What was it? Siegfried and Roy? What was that?
Yeah, I know them cunts.
I don't know what that tiger.
Yeah, there you go, see? And that was a famous one. That tiger worked with them for ages before it mauled them and that.
Work with them.
It did. It was part of the show.
Yeah.
It was famous.
Yeah, as if he had like a stock cut in.
No, but I mean, he probably had his own dressing room and everything. He's probably right up there. Him. So, yeah, like I don't know the names of any, I'm trying to think of any other famous animals, really. Like real ones, like obviously you got Willie, the killer whale. But like I'm struggling now. So it's a bit weird. I do know the name of this gorilla. But anyway,
Bubbles. There you go.
Fair fucks, good shout. Bubbles. I'm glad Bubbles died so he didn't have to see what Michael Jackson become, Can you imagine trying to explain that one to Bubbles? Bubbles, mate. Come on, sit down. Oh, yeah, just take them roller skates off a minute, Bubbles. Yeah, just sit down in that big padded nappy you have to wear for some reason, even though you're 40 years old. Just have a sit down. We've got someone to tell you about Michael. He's been touching the kids.
I feel like the monkey has been trapped. He's been trying to say for ages. He's putting a nappy on me.
This isn't normal. He's been practicing kissing on me, man.
Bubbles in a fucking case witness trial trying to give verdict.
What is chimp for nonce? And other questions. So obviously, all right, Bubbles, good shout, mate. Good fuck. But generally, right, that's how rare it is. He was Michael Jackson's monkey. He was probably the most famous monkey in the world at one point. If not of all time, until Harambe. But monkeys, gorillas, I don't want to get into the differences. I'm sure there'll be some smart ass in the YouTube comments. Right, so the point is, yeah, Harambe is dead, and he's just become this ridiculous fucking meme. So let's have a look at some of the shit that's been going on. Some people, a lot of people, they want to put him on the fucking $50 bill. You seen that petition?
The $50 bill?
Yeah. $50 bill, mate. I think there was a dollar bill, and then there was a $50 bill. So here's the $50 bill, just in case you haven't got it. There you go. There's a $50 bill. 10,834 signatures. Harambe is guarding heaven from thoughts. But we still need to establish his legacy back on Earth. Remember his beautiful face every time you donate money to private swimming lessons for disenfranchised orphans. Boom. There it is. It's on We the People. But, there's been other ones. There's a Change.org petition, I think, to have him on the $1 bill.
Yeah.
We've had... this was one that I didn't fucking think. The Cincinnati Bengals. Did you know them? They're an American football team, right? Well, now... they want to change the name to the Cincinnati Harambes, right? Which is right, and this is a big one, mate. This is big because no, seriously. I'll send you the link. This petition has got 22,000 signatures, right? To have the Cincinnati Harambe. Can you imagine playing for the Cincinnati Harambes? Be all right, wouldn't it?
That'd be man.
Yeah.
Meme forever.
So there you have it. And of course, we all know there was like, what? Dicks out for Harambe.
Yeah. Classic.
Right? Classic. Some people want to change the name of Cincinnati to just Harambe, which is fucking ridiculous. They want to make a Pokemon out of Harambe.
Looks pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, Hambo, who evolves into Harambe, ghost Pokemon with a monkey. That's got 67,842 supporters, mate.
Yeah, because it's good. It looks actually like a cool Pokemon.
Yeah, I'd definitely have one of them if I was.
I'd have a Hambo.
I'll have a Hambo. I'm into a bit of Hambo. So we got that there as well. And obviously, conspiracy theorists will tell you that Valve introducing the first brand new Dota 2 character is, since it all ported across and everything, it's the first one that's not based on any Dota characters whatsoever. They're introducing the Monkey King, which obviously, that can't be a coincidence, right? It's Harambe. So you've got all that, right? And that's, pretty good. I feel like I'm missing something important. Oh yeah, here you go. Right. I got a t-shirt, mate. Right? Can you see that? It says I'm with Harambe.
Yeah, is there a little picture of his face in the art?
Yeah, that is a little there.
Baby Harambe.
And it's done in the style of obviously the Hillary Clinton slogan. And I've been walking around in this, and every time I wear it out, this is no shit, right? People ask, like, where did you get it from? Can I have a picture of it and all this? Like, because people are just fucking weird,
I mean, you have the shirt, man.
Yeah, but like, some fucking chick in a store the other day was like, oh, I'd love to get that for my brother. He's obsessed with Harambe. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just slowly edging away, like, yeah. Seems reasonable. That's reasonable. So you got that. You got Pokemon going on. Oh, and play the Vine, mate. How can we forget the Vine? Danny Trejo, the legend from fucking Machete. Dicks out for Harambe.
It's a beaut.
Yeah, it's a fucking beaut. That's a Bobby Dazzler, that one. So, have you played it?
No, hang on. I need to get the people.
I'll be quiet, man. Let you do your thing.
Harambe, you know what the fuck it is.
Hey, dicks out for Harambe.
Dicks out for Harambe, you know what the fuck it is.
Hey, dicks out for Harambe.
How did Harambe get this big? How has he eclipsed Bubbles as the #1 monkey celebrity? It's an interesting question. And this is where the comedy of the video might get a little bit serious for a moment. But don't worry, there's comedy coming. So, on the day Harambe got shot, right? I mean, that happened the same week that 1,000 people died trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea into Europe. Immigrants, refugees. And they died. Same week, right? Not talking about them. There's no dicks out for refugees. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a fucking gorilla. Why did it dominate the fucking headlines? It's mad, isn't it? So, here's what happened. They tried to politicize it because people could see it was blowing up on the news cycle. It was such a crazy story that everybody waded in and tried to have an opinion about it. And I remember what happened straight off the bat, right? People immediately tried to politicize it like they do with every story. Like, what you're going to realize is about media cycles right now is if you're like left or right, if you can't talk about politics, and very often you can't because there's very special arenas to talk about politics, right? So what they do, like political forums and political TV programs. So what they do is they just hitch their political wagons on whatever the big story is, and then just force the fucking politics down your throat. They just fuck your face with politics. You will listen to my politics, and you just have to fucking deal with it. You just go, oh well, this isn't what I signed up for, but I'm gonna have to put up with it. And they did this with gaming, right? And we saw it with gaming. Like all of a sudden, yeah, we're not talking about whether a game's good or not. We're talking about what it means. I mean, shit, right? We've wrecked No Man's Sky in this channel, yeah? I remember there was a fucking magazine. I can't remember what it was, if it was Jezebel or something. And they said, we're not going to review No Man's Sky because it says No Man's Sky. Why isn't it No Woman's Sky? Legit, right? And, like, why? What the fuck? Just tell me about the fucking game. I don't want a feature-length article about why you won't review a game. I don't want a feature-length article about what the game says about where we are, as a society. Like, fuck that shit. Tell me if the game's any good. Stop politicizing stuff. And you got a bunch of people who are just fucking, it's like they're just jaded. Like they didn't want to be a fucking games journalist, right? And one day they woke up and went, hang on a minute, what if I just don't write about games and I just write about politics under the guise of it being games? If I just write about social trends, culture, racism, sexism, whatever it is that's particularly important to me, and I'll just pretend I'm a games journalist. And that happened. And a few people got away with it. And then everyone started doing it because fuck it. And that's how you ended up with everything politicized in gaming. No one's talking about the games. And this is what happened with Harambe. Even a dead gorilla. Right? All that should happen there is you fucking just take his body away and stick it wherever you stick it, or sell it for fucking dog food or whatever happens at zoos. I don't know. They do that, don't they?
I think it's more for science, I think, right?
All right, whatever then. Science, dog food, it's all good. And you fucking, you just, and that's it. That's the end of the story. Gorilla shot. Fucking hell, that was a bit rough. In fact, here's something I forgot. Martin Shkreli. Have you seen his Twitter?
Yeah.
Go have a look at it. Bring it up. This is Martin Shkreli, a super rich, you know, he's a multi-millionaire. Been involved in esports, did own a League of Legends team. Obviously, has been indicted for the whole way the pharmaceutical industry works. But he's a well-known entrepreneur. And he just talks about fucking... Well, first of all, look at his fucking profile picture. He's merged himself with Harambe. Actually merged himself with Harambe. Then on top of that, you've got... let's have a scroll. There's loads of stuff. He's contacted some like Chinese pharmaceutical company trying to cryogenically freeze Harambe's remains so they can bring him back one day. That's happening. Look at that. Look at this tweet. That's how fucking meme-tastic he is. Look at that. Heroes don't die. They're reborn as legends. I don't even understand. You were alive before Harambe. What does that mean? That's like when Snoop Dogg went fucking mad and said he was the reincarnation of Bob Marley. Not possible. Even if you believe in reincarnation, not possible within the rules of reincarnation. Not possible. So yeah, fuck it. But yeah, Shkreli's gone wild. So anyway, that's all that should happen there. That's literally where it should end. But it didn't end there, mate. It got mega politicized. So right off the bat, let me find it. Have you got them tweets ready?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let me have a butchers. Gotta find them. Gotta get these up. So right off the bat, mate, there was a bunch of fucking people just went onto Twitter straight away. And they were really angry about the gorilla getting shot, you know? And I can dig that. I'm not happy when a animal gets killed or if an animal's treated cruelly. I don't like that. I don't sign off for that. That's not how I get my jollies. But a bunch of people came out straight away and they went, well, you know, this white kid drops into a fucking enclosure. Gorilla tries to have a grab. He grips it as a drag. And he gets shot in the heart to save the baby. Which, by the way, I haven't even said this part. Absolutely the right thing to do. Like, inarguably, right? Like, inarguably.
Yeah, I like that argument. Should just let the kid die. All right, I mean, sound, I guess we're just letting the kid die.
Yeah, like, what is this? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like Darwinism, yeah? I like the idea that the strong survive. You got to give a kid a chance. You can't just be like, well, you fucked up there, mate. Went in that gorilla enclosure, didn't you? Yeah, well, that's Darwinism. Just watching this fucking baby get, like, fucking smashed to death. Like, you can't, you know, come on, like. But people literally said, there were a few people who made that argument. And it's ridiculous. Like, look, just try and empathize a little bit, people. Your kid, and don't get me wrong, look, I'm pretty confident if I had a kid, and I took it to the zoo, it wouldn't end up in a gorilla enclosure. I'm
pretty confident as well.
Right, but do you know what's really fucked up about that? I was talking to like people about that at the time, right? So I'm having a talk about Harambe because that's what we talk about these days. It's Harambe, and I said, you know, like how did the bloody kid get in the bloody enclosure? You know, like, and I was saying, oh, you know, that is ridiculous. That's got to be a parenting fail. And when I talk to parents, about it. You'd be surprised, you know. What do you mean? Can't take your eyes off your kids for a minute. They just go and do things. Like, right. Have you seen a little toddler have a walk? Fucking Jenga legs everywhere. Pudgy little body. Like, come on. Right. If your toddler can outrun you, there's a fucking... Yeah, you've got bigger problems. You probably shouldn't be breeding. Right? But yeah, but like all the parents would say to me, yeah, well, you'd be amazed what kids, yeah, it happens. You turn your back for 1 second, and the next thing you know, they've scaled a 10-foot fence. Like,
and a Harambe's got them by the throat.
Yeah, it just doesn't work like that, actually. It can't work like that. How would any kid survive if that was... Think about that logic. How would any child get past the age of 4 if as soon as you can walk, just whip, fuck it.
Grip by Harambe.
Yeah, what's the most dangerous situation? Right, sound, I'm there. Right? It's just ridiculous. Anyway, a load of people got really pissed off that this white kid had got into an enclosure and a gorilla had a grip and then add a bullet to the heart. They went on Twitter, mate, and hopefully you bring up the tweets in the order. These are some of the best tweets relating to this subject. And this is what I mean about politicizing something that's really innocuous, you know? That gorilla was taken from its homeland, put in captivity, and then killed to preserve white life. That sounds familiar. Completely unreasonable, that, innit? First of all, I don't...
he was born in captivity, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, first of all, I don't even presume to know Harambe's life story. I'm not there yet. Like, obviously, when the special episode comes out, like, you know, like, behind the music, but behind the leaves, Harambe, you know, like, obvious, I'll have a watch then. Like, but until then, I'm just going to assume 17 years old, probably born in captivity, right? Like, whatever you think about zoos or whatever, you know, they exist, fuck it. You know, come on. Right? But no, there you go. That sounds familiar. Next one. The gorilla was minding his own business. It's like what? Like just chilling on a street corner. Sup, yo? You know what I mean? Like he's a gorilla.
I got rights.
The gorilla was minding his own business. It's the mama fault. And the curious little white boy want to bother people. Black people won't even go by the rail. So that individual there is like made it a racist thing. Like, you know, black people are more cautious, apparently. You know, it's a stereotype I knew nothing about. Good to know. Killing an endangered gorilla at a zoo for a white boy's safety is white privilege. If the boy was black, they would have found a tranquilizer. Right? Okay. Remember that.
Yeah, remember that.
Next one. At the end of the day, the gorilla was minding his own business, white parenting at its finest. So, you know, this idea again that a gorilla is casually minding its own business. You're not minding its own business. You're an enclosed animal in captivity every day. But your fucking rubberneckers are coming to stare at you. And you've got to deal with that fucking shit. Oh, look at you, gorilla. Fucking your business, unfortunately, is having to tolerate that for some fucking reason. I don't know why that's a thing. Right? And then white kid snuck in the cage, so they felt they had to shoot the innocent gorilla. Right? As if there's such a thing as a guilty gorilla. Think about the logic, right? It's an animal. It doesn't have a status in the fucking justice system, does it? It doesn't. You don't determine whether an animal is innocent or guilty. It's just an animal. It just does crazy things. It's a fucking animal. So to shoot the innocent gorilla because white people can't watch their kids. And then, I don't know, what else we got? Is there any others worth talking about? Okay, yeah. I'm going to skip the next one.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to this one. I don't care what anyone says. That little white boy should have been shot for threatening the gorilla's life.
What is this obsession with loving animals more than your own race?
That happens a lot, doesn't it?
Your own species, rather. It's fucking unreal.
Like, so now, I mean, that's a pretty extreme one, right? Like, shoot that white boy for fucking winning the cage. Like, imagine, you know, what the fuck? Like, how is the white kid threatening the gorilla's life? Trust me, he's watching the video. He weren't threatening nothing. He was getting fucking swung around like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. It's ridiculous. In fact, just while we're on this topic, it's another one of these great tangents. When we talk about guilty or innocent animals, do you know who Big Mary is?
What animal is she?
Big Mary. She's an elephant.
No.
I wrote about this article. Okay, this is a long, long time ago. I remember it very vividly because it was one of the first times I ever got physically attacked over something I'd written. So I remember I used to write pieces in the satirical magazine and stuff like that. And one of the stories we wrote about, well, I wrote an account of Big Mary because we did like an animal special edition. And in the same article, another author had written something about elephants. I just hate elephants. They're big, they're slow, and they look stupid. And it was just like a stupid satirical throwaway piece. And I did something about Big Mary in the back. Now, Big Mary, okay, was a 5-ton elephant, fucking huge. She earned the nickname Murderous Mary, right? And she performed in a circus. So I'll read you the story, and you'll understand why it's important. Because what they did with Big Mary, mate, they actually executed this elephant, right? And it shouldn't be funny, mate, but it's unfucking real, bud. In fact, like, I don't want to spoil the end, but I'm going to give you a picture here, right? This is how it ends, all right? This is the story, and this is a true fucking story.
Bring this up at the end, or?
No, yeah, you'll know when to bring it up. Yeah?
What
hey.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's wild as fuck, innit? So anyway, on September the 11th, leave it, 1916, a hobo named Red Eldridge landed a job as a transient hotel clerk, was hired as an assistant elephant trainer by the Sparks world-famous show circus. He got killed by Mary. He got stamped to death. It was September the 12th, and Eldridge led the elephant parade, even though he was not qualified, and he rode on top of Mary's back. And Mary was a big deal, you know, this huge elephant. Everyone used to come to see her. And everyone had a good time. Anyway, she was at the front. So there's several written accounts of the death. One recounted by someone called W.H. Coleman, who said they were a witness, is that he kept prodding her behind the ear with a hook. Like, right after she was eating some watermelon. And this she just wigged the fuck out. Like, I've had enough of this shit. Yeah, just had enough. Like, I'm trying to eat my watermelon. Do you know who the fuck I am? I'm Big Mary. So
Big Mary fucking digs.
Boom. So she went into a rage. She got hold of Eldridge with her fucking trunk, threw him against the drink stand, and then stamped on his fucking head. Right? A newspaper account at from the Johnson City staff said Mary collided its trunk vice-like around Eldridge's body, lifted him 10 feet in the air, then dashed him with fury to the ground. And with the full force of her beastly fury is said to have sunk her giant tusks entirely through his body. The animal then trampled the dying form of Eldridge as if seeking a murderous triumph. Then, with a sudden swing of her massive foot, hurled his body into the crowd. Right? So, it's got to be said that account probably is bullshit because female elephants don't have tusks. Right? So, newspapers, of course. Anyway, the problem when you have a fucking murderous animal is what to do with it. And obviously, in society, we've dictated, yeah, we fucking kill them. Can't have that, right? We straight put them down. It's always the way. If you read the book Death in the Afternoon by Ernest Hemingway, all about the history of bullfighting, it actually explains how the bullfighting evolved to be a sport where we kill the bull at the end because bulls would learn. So if you didn't kill the bull at the end after it had wrecked a matador and the bull got like a dozen fights under its belt, every matador it fought, it would just know how to trick it. All right, he's waving that flag again. I know that cunt. Right, have that. And it would give him digs and it would wreck. So they had to make it this operatic death of the bull because that was the safest way for future matadors. And it was with a papal decree. Actually, the Vatican didn't want beasts killing humans because of the biblical implications. Anyway, so they've got to kill Big Mary, and they tried to kill it right, with a gun, right? And they brought this fucking gun out, and it was like a blunderbuss, you know, one of them big fuckers with the flared. And they said, right, we're gonna fucking clip you, Mary. And they fucking fired this massive, like, boom, this huge fucking gun, like. And everyone was there. The crowd were chanting, "Kill the elephant, let's kill it." Not a very catchy chant. Kill the elephant, let's kill it. Big crowd all watching it. Anyway, they shot Big Mary 5 fucking times, and her skin was so thick, the bullets just wouldn't go in. Big Mary's just like, yep.
Not asked.
Not fucking asked.
Another stomping.
Yeah, exactly. Amazingly, she didn't stomp anyone to death on that occasion. So then, they decided they had to have a public execution for Mary, and the circus owner, Charlie Sparks, said, all right, I suppose this is one way I can make some money out of this situation, because he couldn't put the elephant back on display. He'd lost his star elephant. And he said, like, we'll have to kill it publicly, but how are we going to do it? And somebody came up with the idea, let's hang it. Let's hang it, right? And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's hang it. Let's fucking hang it. So they got a derrick crane, right, which is capable of holding vast amounts of weight. They tied a chain round the neck of Big Mary, and they strung her up and fucking hung her. So whenever you hear the joke, hung like an elephant, spare a thought for Big Mary. But bring the picture up if you haven't already, mate. Look at that. Big fucking Mary. So anyway, so R.I.P. Big Mary. She didn't become a meme. She died before memes were a thing. But there you go, right? Like, it just shows how fucking ridiculous it can be. This idea of innocence and guilt in an animal. It's a fucking animal, right? It's just, that's what animals do. So, next tweet. I really feel bad for that gorilla. He was living his life. Next thing you know, a white boy trespassing in his home, but he getting shot for it. So again, the white boy's trespassing now. Right? Again, a kid, definitely not legally culpable in any way, shape, or form. Next tweet. This gorilla wasn't trying to die today. This gorilla wasn't trying to die today over a dumbass little white boy with stupid parents shaking my head. Rip my dog. Rest in peace, my dog, right?
I like on that one. He even includes a link to the video, which he obviously hasn't watched because he's calling him a white boy.
And this is the key thing. So all of that, right, people wanted to make this racial. And when it was inaccurately reported that the child was black, the child was white, they fucking were all over it, saying this is white privilege, how dare we do it. Just one fucking problem, though. It's a black kid. So all of this racist nonsense, all of this shit about white privilege, complete pointless. It's bullshit. It's got nothing to do with anything at this point. It doesn't represent reality. So you'd think, well, that's a bit fucking embarrassing. Should probably just leave that whole politicization of Harambe there, right? Just leave it there. Nah. Let's change it, right? Let's completely ignore all of that. And there was some fucking publications that pulled articles and initial accounts, tweets got deleted. Everyone was like, right, well, we'll pretend that didn't happen. We'll pretend it wasn't about white privilege. Now it was about racism again, but from the different side. So let's have a look at this one. I got Salon, always a classic publication. Check this for some race baiting fucking bullshit. Keep in mind, this is a fucking gorilla that's been killed. What has it got to do with any of this? The limits of white compassion. Imagine if Black lives mattered as much as one gorilla's. Harambe's death is a tragedy, as are the deaths of black people killed by police. They deserve your outrage too. I do get outraged. When anyone gets killed by the police, it's not cool, is it? I don't think to myself, I've got a limited amount of outrage and I'm saving what I've got for gorillas, unfortunately. Humans, you're just out of luck, mate. My outrage, there's only enough outrage I can muster, and I'm saving it for animals that are wrongly killed. That's it. And this article, it's just gibberish. Like, Absolute gibberish. And again, draws this parallel that just doesn't possibly exist. That white people now care more about a gorilla than we do about black people. Not true. I've seen many, many people outraged. There was a Black Lives Matter protest just in Atlanta down the road from me. I was there, right? And fucking, I observed it. And it was a very equal mix of people. It wasn't a racial divide whatsoever in that movement. And then what else have we got, right? I mean, I suppose we could look at Cosmopolitan, right? Now, Cosmopolitan, as you know, used to be a magazine about, like, you know, what's the best way to frig yourself off, or, you know, why you're not emasculated if you take a finger up the bum, ways to look nice for, you know, dates and just other, you know, absolute throwaway drivel. Usually about sex. Obviously, nowadays, Cosmopolitan's tried to move more into this political lifestyle magazine. And they ran an article, "The conversation about Harambe has racist undertones we can't ignore." Well, yeah, I saw a bunch of them, by the way, when everyone thought the kid was white. I saw that. I saw some racist undertones there. Tagline: "The death of the gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo is certainly sad, but where's the empathy for the black family?" I don't think you get a bigger display of empathy of, like, well, we just clipped a fucking gorilla for your kid. I think that's pretty good, right? Like, everyone loved Harambe. We had
why do they need empathy? Their kid's alive. Like, are you raging?
Yeah, but this is the thing. What this article talks about is how everybody went, right. And keep in mind, we've just seen evidence there of people saying the kid should have been shot. The parents should be shot, you know, like, well, that didn't happen. Okay, we'll keep it factual. I won't use hyperbole. The kid should have been shot. The kid was trespassing. That it was a white parenting fail. That this is how white parents behave. So all that evidence.
Gorilla was just minding his business.
Gorilla was just minding his business. And now, right, what we got here all of a sudden in this article is, right, why did people turn on the parents? That's what the whole thrust of the article is. Why would people turn on the parents? And they're saying, look, people are saying African American parents are worse, and that, you know, oh, in the social work system and child welfare system, black people are targeted on a racial bias and all of this stuff. And where's the empathy? Where's the empathy? Right? So, okay, they've ignored reality. They've ignored what the initial fucking outrage was about. Then, okay, you have, what was this? I mean, The Root, okay, there's got this. Racists prove that they care more about gorillas than black children. Yeah, that's that, I guess. In this article, again, if it couldn't be more inflammatory and insensitive to victims of people who have been killed by police, whatever you think about the circumstances around each case, this woman uses the Harambe story as a jumping point to just list their names. To talk about Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old who was killed because he was holding a gun. A fake gun, I should say, a water pistol. And it's just a list of names. It's got nothing to do with Harambe or this gorilla. Right? It's been politicized needlessly. It bears no resemblance to reality. Doesn't end there. There's more. There's fucking more, mate. Yahoo. Yah fucking who, motherfucker. They wrote an article. Oh, sorry. To be fair, the Yahoo one was just a reprint of the Cosmo one, because I forget Yahoo don't write their own shit. They're like, well, they do, but like they're also an aggregator. So I guess I can let Yahoo off the hook for that one. But then here you go, right? Independent. The Independent. And then talk about a newspaper that's been fucking swirling down the fucking pan for years. This is a publication that basically employed a fucking plagiarist, you know, who won an award, plagiarizing articles, passing off quotes as his own shit. They were totally happy with that. And they ran a story. Our reaction to Harambe the gorilla and the black boy who fell into his cage has everything to do with race. Everything. Classic.
Everything.
Just got everything.
Not even one part's about the gorilla, mate.
Everything.
Not even a part where he gripped the kid by the legs.
Everything. It's got everything to do with race. It's got nothing to do with safety. It's got nothing to do with just it's an awful thing that happened. It's got nothing to do with compassion for animals. It's just race. It's just race. That's all it's about. It's just fucking race. So you got that as well. So, and like I say, it goes on. These aren't the only publications that publish stuff. There was multiple examples, and it's all a bit weird and a bit fucked up, right? Now, why are you talking about this, Richard? The video was funny at the start. We had Dicks Out for Harambe. We had fucking Danny Trejo. Yeah, we had some jokes. And then it all got serious and all got political. Well, the two things are linked. They're linked, Sam.
How? I don't get it.
Yeah, you do. Of course you do. Right. Why would whether people realize they're doing it or not, right? When we engage in the Harambe meme, when we talk about Harambe, when we do tweets like, can't stop crying, just remembered Harambe's dead. When we post up these ridiculous, like, oh shit, I didn't even show you this one. Where the fuck is that? I got to show you this. This is unreal. You got to bring this one up. This was a good one. Where is it? Here it is. Here it is. Right. I'll give you this, mate. Because I thought this was legitimately funny. When people do things like this, mate. Right? It's a tweet that says slowly replacing all the pictures in our house with photos of Harambe. And there's like there's photo evidence of it. Like, just have a scroll through, mate. He's just putting pictures of Harambe next to family photos all throughout the house.
That's good.
That's good, right? So why are people doing that? Why are people doing this? It's because of the absurdity. It's because that people rushed out, and if you said anything about Harambe and you tried to fucking make fun or make light of a ridiculous situation that could have been avoided if it wasn't down to a combination of primal rage and human fallibility. If we could have avoided this and not had this situation, it would have been better. But it certainly isn't racist. It certainly isn't political. It's got nothing to do with any of that. And every time you meme on Harambe, you're not doing it because it's funny. You're not doing because outside of the echo chamber of Harambe memes, it doesn't mean anything, does it? It's not funny in a broader context. It's funny because it's funny. It's a meme because it's a meme. We're literally talking about Harambe as a protest meme. It's a protest. It's a protest meme, Sam, because people don't want to tolerate that the death of a gorilla can be politicized, that you become a fucking racist because you say, oh, the death of Harambe was bad. Definitely haven't said anything about anyone else who's died ever. But Harambe, if you say that, then you're a bad person, right? It's the absurdity of it. It's the way that the press have picked up and ran with this story. It's the way that all of those fucking race-baiting, regressive magazines have fucking tried to use Harambe to try and find some deep truth about race in modern society. It's gibberish. It's just a dead fucking gorilla. It's a dead gorilla. It's not political. That's why it's funny. That's why people are talking about Harambe. I don't even think people realize it. You don't sound like you're convinced, Sam.
No, I'm convinced.
Oh, yeah?
The whole reason I started doing it. Well, the reason was, like, the thing is, all the jokes you make now, like, before it all became a meme, that people were actually saying those things. Like,
yeah.
I'm crying. I can't believe they just killed that innocent gorilla.
It's like, am I happy? No, obviously. But come on, like, the world's still going to turn after this. And that's the thing. So people are making light of the ridiculousness of people's overzealous reactions to what is just a gorilla getting shot. That's it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Harambe. But I did want to mention one thing. Actually, I thought this was quite good. There's so many good fucking things, dude. I gotta. Did you see there was an Instagram picture? Just have a look at this, mate. Right, because we talked about Wacko Jacko a bit earlier. Have a look at that. It's fucking classic. Like, it's a picture of Michael Jackson, Prince, and Harambe.
That's good. That isn't even a Harambe. I think that's just a random gorilla.
No.
Mate, look at the top of his head. His head's too big to be a Harambe.
Yeah, but I mean, that Prince looks a bit like Little Richard. So, he's obviously not a fucking... He's obviously not the best artist, but, it's the thought that counts, right? So, Yeah, the whole thing is absolutely just insane, and it's the insanity that people are lampooning with the meme, not the fact that Gorilla died. That's what it's.
That isn't the funny part.
That isn't the funny part. The funny part is that people will try and label you a fucking racist for saying "dicks out for Harambe." Something, you know. That's the fuck. That's how mad it is. So look, obviously, a bit of fun, bit of a departure to what we usually do. Do want to reference Filthy Frank, YouTuber, does some good stuff. He did a song about Harambe, Sam, but we don't know if we've got the copyright to play the video at the end or play the song at the end. But definitely go and check it out. But just to end the video, Sam's going to sing a little bit of it, aren't you, Sam?
What do you want me to sing with?
The Harambe song.
I don't know it all.
Just have a go. Have a go, Sam.
I'll give you one Harambe scream over there.
Go on.
Harambe!
You're mentally ill, you. Right, anyway. Thanks a lot for watching the video. See you on the next one.
Rest in peace, Harambe.